Hello you beautiful peeps, my name's John, welcome to my channel. Today we've got the WL Toys K989 and I bought this differential kit together with a few other upgrade parts, the shocks and the carbon fibre chassis, with the intention that they fitted all of the models, the 284, 131 and hoping it would even fit the brand new 284010, but I can confirm, as I've just gone halfway through the video for this car, that the bearings are a different size between this car and this car here. It does actually only specify on the advert for this differential kit that it fits the 989. It doesn't say about the 284131 or 010 obviously. So I'm assuming that the 284 range has got a different bearing size, where in theory, the K989 it should fit. Now, I haven't done the chassis kit on this one because that was on that one there, so I'll link to the video so you can go and see that. But it's quite hard to judge whether a differential is working very well, and some people have different sort of opinions of that. So I thought for now, why is that like that? Oh, it's popped off. For now, what I'm thinking of doing is just seeing how it is reacting with a battery in and see how we get on. Sorry, I had to find the right controller because obviously I had the one for the car that I was doing the video on originally. So we have steering and we have power. So I will just hold, that one's not the best. See how that wheel's a bit janky. Let's hold on. I mean, it is what it is. They're small cars and they will act slightly different in my opinion, but there you go. So getting into what these differentials are quite easy. What comes in the pack is 2 metal bearing differentials and 4 bearings. As you can see, that shows that I was working on the other car before we found out that the bearings were the wrong size. And there it is in detail, you can see the bearings. Now these are fully adjustable, so you can tension them up or untension them and get them to exactly what you want. But I for one think that it should have the grease on it, because it's unlike the plastic that doesn't need it, but there you go. So to get into there, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. Some of you eagle-eyed may have noticed that I've got tape tracks everywhere. That was because I was building a track in my studio for this car. So I'd put tracks over all of my studio. As you probably know, Gorilla Tape isn't cheap, but I did it so it would be a pretty good video, and only for the servo to melt on this car. Don't know why. WL Toys probably don't know why either, but Maker Flyer are being incredibly kind and shipping one out to me as soon as possible, but that's still going to take a couple of weeks, hence why I am not reviewing it as of yet. What I did see though is I tried to drive this car and this car together. This one could easily clear the objects that I put in its place, where this one could not. So there's a very good sign, but I just have to wait for the servo to repair it. So, top plate. Get that up and out the way, and you can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that need to come out. Before I take it off any further, lessons learned from the other car, just pop off the top of the shocks, like so. Get them out of the way, and the tie rod there can come up and off. Just makes it a lot easier. So I've lost a screw already, that's handy. There we go, that's the screws for the differential in case you get confused, and these 5 screws for the top tray are the same as well. So we've got all 4 screws undone, and there we go. Oh look, looks like John's been in there before. He's already put some white lithium grease in there. So let's get this out. Nice. I mean, look how fresh that still looks. First thing I want to do is measure the bearings to see if I'm just wasting my time for a second time today. 0. So bearing is 10 millimeters, and the bearing on the kit is 10. Nice, nice, because the bearings on the 284010 were 9.5 millimeters. So there you go. So yes, we can continue with this kit. You notice that the large gear was away from me, so I will continue with that theory. Oh look, it's already got grease on it. So you put one bearing on each side, and then, oh, wrong way around, John, big bearing away from you, and it plops in like so. Make sure that you also put the bearing for the drive shaft. Make sure that that's back into position. Oops, I just want to see that everything's fitting. I'm not convinced from the last one. Come on. Why is that not now fitting? There's a screw in the way here, John. Make sure that the other two don't fall down there. 1, 2, 3. I have lost the fourth one. I shall find it later. There are no more screws in there, so right, now push it down, see if it fits. Well, look at that, it fits. Nice, look at that. Nice, nice, nice fit. But I do have to find that screw. Let me put a smidge. No, actually, I'm going to leave that there. That looks like more than enough grease for this cart. That's better. Fits nicely. There's the screw. Nice, nice. So, I will put those 4 screws back in as it's all fitting nicely. The cost of these differentials is in fact 12 US dollars for 2, including the bearings, and I'm not 100% sure if they're needed in one respect, but if you're upgrading your car and you know there's special things that you'd like to do with it, then I suppose it does make sense, doesn't it? Differentials, right, so I'm just going to pop off this tie rod on this side as well, just to make it easier to put the CVD in. Come on. There we go. So to get the CVD in, as you can see, you just have to line it up. Come on, there you go. And then push the tie rod back down. Then on this side, come on, you're going in, so just go in. There we go. Then push that down and lock it. Turn it around for the shock. Shock back on, and on the other side, shock back on. Done. Not so smooth, is it? Look at that. But obviously the grease and everything needs to work its way around. Better that way. Okay, let's see how we get on with the rear as well. What have we got here? You see, you've got the 1, 2 screws there, but here on this side there are no screws. So, does that have to be taken out with a hex? Yes, it does. This isn't my usual time of recording, and yet still the gas lorry's coming around. It's just so funny. Nice, that's those undone. And then the 2 screws down at the back there. Actually, again, before I do that, I will pop off the tie rod on that side and the one on this side too. Come on. Okay, whole wheel comes off, that's easy out. Nice, the wheels all do come off. If you see, they're all ball jointed, so it's not that I've just ripped that off. So 2 screws at the rear down here. I wonder why WL Toys have changed the bearing size. It's very strange. course. All right. Pop off the shocks this side as well. That one and that one. So I'm going to leave the 2 screws in there and just put that to one side. And there is the differential. Cool. Put that to one side. As you saw, the big gear was facing me. So put these on. Come on, bearings in, thank you. Nice. And it goes like that. So I will just plop that back on. It just pushes into the hole. Nice. So now this one back on. I'm going to put a smidge there. Make sure the bearing for the drive shaft is also in position. Push it down. 2 screws at the rear, tightened up. I'd like to know from those that have actually done this upgrade on their cars whether you found much of a difference, and I'm sure others watching this video would like to know that as well. Nice. Just put the CVD joint back in. Like so. Plop tie rod down, and the same on this side. Excellent. Done. Put that shock on while we're here. Come on. On. This shock on. Really? Excellent. And then the last 2 screws in here. Excellent. Nice. Now, put the top tray back on. 5 screws back in. Excellent. Right, I'm just going to run it now, just for a little bit, so that we can just let the grease all mix up a little bit. I'll hold each wheel individually now. Not even tight. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, the smoothest out there. I wonder if it would be good for drifting and the likes of locking diffs. You're not doing speed runs with these cars, are you? Okay, right, well, there we go. All in all, that took less than 10 minutes to get those fitted. So if it's an upgrade that you're looking at doing, get on with it. I will leave the links in the description below or actually directly to the differentials to save you having to search for them. But be aware, it does look like they are different for the 284 range. So keep that in mind as well. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, stay safe, take care. Bye-bye.